Let's kick things off with a scenario. Imagine this. You finally land that absolute dream job. Or you're opening your mail only to find you've been hit with a massive, completely unexpected car insurance premium. And the reason for this sudden disaster? All because of a forgotten little detail hiding on your driving history. Honestly, it happens way more often than you might think.
So that brings us to a pretty critical question. Do you actually know what's hiding on your California driving record right now? It is absolutely crucial to know exactly what insurers and employers are seeing. So today, in this explainer, we're going to empower you by showing you exactly how to retrieve that file safely, securely, and efficiently. Whether you're an absolute beginner dealing with the DMV system or you just want to verify your own history, taking control of your digital identity starts right here.
Okay, here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll start by understanding what your California driving record actually is, then we'll go over the prerequisites you need to get it, walk through the online request process itself, compare alternative methods and fees, and wrap up with security and the real-world impact of this data.
Right, let's jump straight into part 1, your California driving record and what is actually on it. So, the most important thing to grasp right off the bat is that your driving record is a finite, highly standardized file mandated by the California Vehicle Code. It shows exactly what insurers and employers see. I mean it. There is no secret, hidden version they get special access to. It's essentially the reportable public history of your time behind the wheel, specifically highlighting traffic convictions, any administrative actions taken against your license, and your collisions.
And the stakes here are super high. This record directly impacts your day-to-day life. I mean, if you're applying for a delivery job, they're definitely going to pull this. Your insurance company? They check this constantly to determine your premiums. It's also absolutely critical for figuring out if expungement is possible for past offenses. Or honestly, just for monitoring your own identity to make sure no one else is out there racking up tickets in your name. Now, there has been a really big recent shift in DMV policy that you need to know about. The DMV actually retired their old 10-year internal file, which was historically known as the H6 record. Because of modern data minimization rules, you aren't going to see internal DMV notes, dismissed fix-it citations, or standard parking tickets on this file anymore. It is strictly the heavy hitters now: convictions, collisions, and actions. All right, let's move on to part 2, the prerequisites you need to gather before heading over to the DMV portal.
You're going to want to gather a few things right now. Because online inquiries are restricted strictly to self-requests, the system uses pretty intense multi-factor authentication. You'll need an active MyDMV account, your valid California driver's license or ID, and your social security number. And please, listen carefully to this part. Your physical address must perfectly match the address the DMV currently has in their database. No P.O. boxes allowed during the initial setup, and literally any discrepancy will trigger an immediate authentication failure. Also, just make sure you're using a secure web browser and a device that's actually ready to print or save a PDF.
Okay, got all that? Great. Let's move to part 3, the online request process, and how you actually execute your request.
Here is the exact sequence you're going to follow. First, you'll log into your MyDMV account at the official dmv.ca.gov website. Next, you just navigate to the driver record request application and fill it out. Then, you'll process a nominal statutory fee of exactly $2. Finally, you get to immediately view, save, and print your record. But you absolutely have to pay close attention to this final step, which I'll explain in just a second.
Real quick on the payment. While the base fee is an incredibly affordable $2, how you pay actually matters. If you use an electronic bank transfer, like an e-check, there are 0 additional fees. But keep in mind, using credit cards, debit cards, or digital wallets like Apple and Google Pay is going to add a tiny percentage surcharge, usually between 1.95 and 2%.
Okay, back to that final step. I literally cannot stress this enough. Your $2 payment only buys you a single-use download session. The system is built this way on purpose to protect your privacy, so do not, under any circumstances, close that browser tab or the shopping cart confirmation page until your PDF is safely saved to your hard drive or physically printed out. If you close it early, the session completely expires and you're going to have to pay and process the whole request all over again.
Moving right along to part 4, let's talk about alternative methods, associated fees, and the difference between official and unofficial records.
When you're looking at your options, the online portal we just talked about gives you an unofficial instant download for $2. But let's say you need a certified official record, maybe for a formal court proceeding or a super strict employer.
Well, you actually have to skip the $2 online option. Instead, you'll need to spend $5 and request it either in person at a DMV field office, which gets you an immediate printout, or you can request it via mail, which usually takes around 2 to 4 weeks. Now, if you do have to go the certified route, remember that you can't just walk in and ask for it verbally. You actually have to print and fill out Form INF 125. That's the Request for Your Own Driver's License or Vehicle Record Information form. You'll bring that completed document along with the check, money order, or cash to the DMV rep, or just mail it directly to their headquarters up in Sacramento. All right, final section. Part 5, security, real-world impact, and most importantly, protecting your personal data. When you're requesting your record, digital safety is absolutely crucial. Never, ever trust a third-party site offering a quote-unquote free DMV driving record. The state of California mandates a fee by law, so those sites are definitely not pulling the official state file. Even worse, if you use them, you're handing over your full name, date of birth, and social security number to complete strangers, risking massive identity theft. Always, always verify that the URL in your browser says exactly dmv.ca.gov before entering a single piece of personal data. So why go to all this trouble to protect and monitor this record? Well, it's because the California point system has a really, really long memory. Points from standard minor traffic violations are going to stick to this file for 3 years. But severe offenses, things like a DUI or major collisions, those remain heavily on your driving record for 10 long years. This directly dictates your insurance risk level and ultimately your legal ability to drive. But hey, what if the DMV makes a mistake? It happens. If you pull your record online today and see a violation or an accident that simply shouldn't be there, you are not powerless. You can fight back to protect your insurance rates by immediately submitting an abstract or document error form. That's Form DL-157 to the DMV, along with any correspondence from the court that proves the error. Just a quick professional reminder as we wrap up, please keep in mind that procedures and statutory fees can and do change over time. Also, the DMV explicitly notes that automated translation tools on their site aren't legally binding. So, for absolute compliance, enforcement, and just the most accurate, up-to-date info, always rely directly on the official English version of the dmv.ca.gov website. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. When was the very last time you checked your driving record? Don't wait around for a surprise insurance hike or a rejected job application to find out what's lurking in your file. The process is cheap, it's instant, and it is entirely in your hands. Take control of your digital identity today.